Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I want to share my testimony about the experience and the mistakes I made while I was in luxury retail as a sales professional. I've decided to create today, Tuesday, as the testimony to teach you the lessons I've learned that have stayed with me. This is no script. I can't follow script, just as I can't read a book and finish it from cover to cover, because my brain just turns on, or like my creative juice, idea, whatnot, just comes on at the right time. And as I'm driving home from West Palm Beach after a wonderful weekend, Father's Day weekend with Don, as I celebrate my Father's Day weekend, my kids used to call me and say, Happy Father's Day. So now I take it and run with it. My friends also call me and say, Happy Father's Day, since I've been a father to my children. Anyway, Testimony Tuesday is going to be about what I have learned from each and every location in my career that I've opened and worked with, among so many great colleagues, good, bad, and ugly. And we have so much fun. Don't get me wrong, because if you don't have fun doing what you love, then there's really no purpose on looking forward to go to work. And every day is so unpredictable. There's so many male clients and women clients that says to me, you guys need to have your own reality show. This is way before The Housewife or all these reality shows that exist, even before the Kardashian. This is in 2006 when my career started in luxury retail in Nashville. We opened that store from ground up, meaning there's no one in the entire store that has more experience. We opened the door together. We learned how to sell, how to operate in 3 weeks. The first week was to go and learn about the product and the history in Manhattan, where we have our corporate office. It was fun. And then the second week was to meet in Nashville, where we learn about the operational side, how to tie a Tiffany bow, how we should present item, how to dress, everything we need to learn to keep the store open and successful. Just because you are selling, for me, you also need to know from wall to wall, from the back of house, who's in charge of inventory, who's the manager of operation, who you have to be very nice to so you can get their help. It's very important to be nice to people, because those are the people that you need. It doesn't matter where you work. You must be nice, but don't be too kind and naive. Maybe one day you will need that person, so you have to be nice to them. I learned so much from zero experience, because I was in a corporate world, to throw myself into a retail world. I felt downgraded, but never realized it was the best thing that happened for my career life, because I got to experience so many different lessons living in many different cities, and get to know and make friends who become family by working with the people, the clients, especially the clients. Like for celebrity, you have your fans. For sales professional, you are on stage all the time. When you're on the sales floor, I see it as a stage for you to present the best way possible so you can close every deal that you touch. You have to look presentable. You have to be polished, set, sell. No matter what anyone say, the looks goes along the way with your success. You don't have to have a pretty face, but if you put yourself really clean and presentable. Back then, we didn't have uniforms, so we have to invest in your own outfit. They go by like colors, and then you gotta buy yourself the outfit according to the dress code. We were told not to wear any bright color, just black, gray, or navy. And then that's for the suit color or dress. But you're able to wear, like every now and then, I like to push the envelope. I miss wearing red. Red is my favorite color, so I throw like a red blouse underneath, and I get away with it. But don't do what I do. I was very, how can I say it, rebellious. I like to push the envelope and do things differently. I can't follow the rule. That is one of the things that I can't work for other people. Is I like to set my own rule that works well with my customer. So as a sales professional, your customer are your fans and become family and friends. So you want to do your best and give them the best and memorable experience. So sometimes going by the book is too boring and not original, not genuine. And so anyway, that's why I do push the envelope, but in a professional way. Like if they say you can't wear color, I would just put a pop of color, small little red blouse underneath a black, well fitted form, like uniform to go together. Woman gets away with it more, but if a man was to wear a red shirt, which one of my colleagues tried, he wore a red shirt with black suit, and he was like, the manager's like, no, it doesn't look right on a guy. You have to look clean and polished. You can't even have dark manicure. So when I started at the beginning, I never ever thought that I would make it, because number one, I can't see myself as a salesperson. Like I said, it feels like a downgrade. And number two, I have no experience whatsoever. So I was afraid at the time, as a single mom with 2 kids and a mother who lives with me to recover from her brain surgery, I have to be responsible to, have the roof over their head. So I got scared. I even went to learn how to strip. Yes, I went to learn how to pole dance just in case my sales job didn't make it and things fell through and I sucked. I even went to learn, after I finished my pole dancing class, I was going to go and work at a strip club in Nashville. I walked into the club. I don't think I put this in my book, but I'll share it. I walked into the club, and you know, Nashville is very country music, kind of like redneck, but it is. So I walked in, and I was probably like the only Asian they ever seen. As soon as I walked through the security, everyone, even the dancer on the table, she's around like my age at the time, like 50 something. I'm like, oh my God. And at the time I was in my early 30s. I'm like, this is scary. Like, I cannot be up there on a counter shaking my ta-ta with just a little string or a G-string on. I said, no. I turned around, I made a U-turn and walked out, and the security guy ran after me and said, ma'am, come back. We want to talk to you. I say, no, I'm in the wrong place. It's a mistake. And I never turn around again. And then I tell myself, I need to be able to do something else after work at night. So I went to learn to bartend. At least I don't have to I don't have to be naked, right? I went bartending class. I got the license for mixology. And then Christmas came. I was too busy with work that I completely forgot to use my bartending license. My first Christmas bonus at Tiffany in Nashville, it was a miracle. I made $10,001 after tax deduction and everything. My best friend Gigi and we still talk. I just talked to her a couple days ago. We reminisce about our days all the time. We have so much fun. Now we have so much to laugh about. I made $10,001 take home. Gigi and I were the top 2 sales professional for the store. We are the 2 foreigners. She's French. She has this thick, heavy accent. And she has a language barrier as much as I do. Like when she says to a client, for example, on the phone, when a client called to make an order, instead of saying, when would you like to have it delivered for you to pick it up? That's the proper way to say it. But for Gigi, she gets away with murder. And I do too, on the things we say, because we're foreigner. We're not from the local Nashville. We're not Nashvillians. So she would say, sir, I can get it for you. I can do it for you. When you want to come. And the way she say it, like, my accent is not as good. I can't really make it as funny as her. But the way she said it, so direct and serious. She said, when do you want me to make it come? It's just so hilarious. Everyone in the store just turn and look at us like we're so crazy. And I do sometimes say things in English that is sexual or not very PG, because in my language it means differently. It's completely the opposite. It's PG. It's nice and polite. But anyway, that's another show. I learned not to be so serious. Just be yourself. And at first, I thought that being a transplant, being from the East Coast, I don't even understand some of the words that the Southern folks say. I had to learn a new language. Like when they say, I reckon, I'm like, reckon? What did you broke? What's wrecking? You know? What did you wreck? What did you break? In their language is mean thinking, or I was thinking, or my thought, like, it took me 3 years to really understand. And by the time I understood this Southern country lingo, I relocate to another store in Atlanta. But Nashville taught me so much from zero experience, how to be quick-wit, how to not profile, which was my first lessons learned. Gigi and I do not know any celebrity or country music artist in Nashville. We don't listen to country music. We are a foreigner. So when Keith Urban walked into the store, and he's her type, Gigi loves a white man, Caucasian, like, who has style. Back then it was like the tight jeans and long hair for her. That's her type. And we have a code. If it's a guy that comes into the store to buy something, if it's her type, I would give her a nod and say, that's yours, take it. And if there's Asian, I would say, that's my that's my cousin, or that's my people. Because I learned in the luxury retail, that Asian are the most largest clientele, the most expensive buyer in the luxury industry, because they're crazy about designer brand. That's between us. So I'm like, hey, that's my cousin, or that's my customer. It worked for a while, and I do that all the time anyway. It became a habit. If you do it as a joke, most of the time you do that again and again, and then it became a habit, and it's not hurting anyone. As long as you're not, insulting or hurting anyone, it's okay. And it helped me really well. I became very successful just being myself, being genuine, being a, person that's willing to learn. When you're a know-it-all, it's a turn-off in any industry. There's so many things that you have not learned or discovered, so be open-minded to learn something new. And what I learned in Nashville as well is you cannot profile. That's a big no-no. And I am so glad that I learned that. It's very important in the sales industry. Whatever you're selling, even when you're dating, you're selling yourself. You want to look good, so you catch the right person. And honestly, it is very profound of what I've learned by not profiling. Not that I want to do that intentionally, but it's a habit. My parents raised me to give everyone a chance, to give everyone a benefit of a doubt. It doesn't matter what color their skin is. It doesn't matter what they wear. My parents always said they love everyone just the same. Underneath the skin, we all bleed. We all have the same red meat. There's no one better than any other. So one Christmas Eve, this is my second year in Nashville. I had no idea that this gentleman, I will say his first name, Craig walked in. He had these boat flip-flop. They're not very attractive. It's what white men wear when they are on a yacht. They look very cheap, but it's a nice boat shoe, boat flip-flop. And he had like light wash denim jeans I'm very observant. And then he has a V-neck, white t-shirt, plain, nothing on it. Walked in. He's about, I would say 5'10", skinny, with like gray hair. At the time, he's probably like in his early 50s or late 40s. Skinny guy, probably 180. Just walk in, was in a rush, and nobody even looked at him because, you know, it looks like he was looking for someone. We get a lot of clients, especially husband, walked into the store to like drag their wife away. And I thought to myself, oh, nobody is helping him. You know, people just let him walk by, and, you know, people at the front entrance were chit-chatting. Like, we take turn to be at the front, and I was in the back just minding my own business, putting the display case, like sorting, making sure everything is pretty and presentable, no tickets are showing. And then he walked right up to the case where I was in the engagement section, and he said, where is the biggest diamonds in the store? And I'm like, what? Is this guy gonna come and rob us? You know, in my head. But I'm like, and then I said, oh, are you in the market to buy the diamond? Do you have an idea of what size? At the time, I said, do you have a price point? We don't want to say the B word, which is the budget. That's a turnoff. Never ever say, what's your budget? That's like an insult. That's like calling me a bitch, okay? Never say the B word. It's bad. So instead of saying, what is your budget? I say, how much do you plan on spending on this ring so I can get you the one that you plan on or look for? Very open-ended question. Don't say yes or no. Make it very nice and genuine, and say, what is your plan on spending for this particular ring? I think that's what I said, but I can't remember word for word. So we were taught how to ask open-ended question. It's part of our training. So he looked at the case. He's like, what about this one? And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a great choice. Always compliment them. And that ring has been sitting there since the store opened for 3-4 months. We opened it like at the end of July, so like at least 4 months. It was the most expensive ring in the store, emerald cut, $300,000 at the time. This is 2006 or 2007, my second year, my second Christmas. And back then, that's 20 years ago. You're talking about a $3 million ring, okay? So I brought out the ring, and anything that's over $50,000 at the time, we have to invite the client, especially he looking like some scrub, like regular guy off the Broadway. You know, the downtown Broadway is the street in downtown Nashville. I'm like, would you mind going into the private viewing so you can have your privacy and take a look at it? I can try it on for you because I don't want you to run off with the ring. I didn't say that, but that is our plan. We invite the client to sit in the private viewing, and then as a woman, I have the luxury to try the ring on so he can see it, so that he can't grab it and run. We try not to end up in that situation. You know, we have to protect the brand and ourselves, and also be polite to a client at the same time. There's a rhyme and reason for everything. So I try it on, and he's like, oh, she would probably like that, and if she doesn't, can I bring it back? And I'm like, for sure, absolutely. And my heart's like, oh fuck, this is not going to go well. And then, I'm like, I'm going to get a $300,000 hit if he comes back with the ring, because he's an average guy. He's not like Tom Cruise, but he's about Tom Cruise's height, but like very fair skin, and he's an average person. And then I said, if it doesn't go well, you have 30 days to bring it back for a store credit, or if you bring it back within a week, then we can just refund you. And he's like, okay, I will let you know. I'm going to propose for New Year's Eve. So if I come back the following day, it means it didn't go well and I have to make a return, just to let you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. That's common. And he bought the ring, and I said, just so you know, we close on New Year's Day. So the following day, I will be here when we open. If it didn't go as planned, don't worry. I'm sure she will love the ring. Who wouldn't? The ring is like 5.5 carat at the time, and it's like emerald cut. It's this size, and emerald cut is this one here. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than this one is about 4 carat, but the clarity for a Tiffany ring and the whole like quality is second to none, because it's so perfect. It's colorless, the highest color, the highest clarity. $300,000. I can't believe, like, it was like hitting a jackpot. At the time, my commission is 1% for engagement ring. Do the math. Yeah. $30,000 commission. I'm like, oh my God, I would be $30,000 in the hole if he returned the ring. So New Year's Day came and went. The following day, he walked. Everyone knew about this story. We share everything in the store, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So everyone, my colleague, was like looking and see if there's a middle-aged guy coming towards the store with the blue bag. Lo and behold, he walked to the store with the blue bag, and my heart sank to my foot. And I'm like, hey, Craig, how are you? And he goes, I hate to tell you, I have to bring it back. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. And, my heart is already somewhere. But, like, I'm trying to keep my composure. I say, no worry, this happens. We completely understand. You're not the only one. I just got out from a toxic relationship, so don't feel bad. Anything that happens, it happens for you. Don't worry. And he just kept smiling, looking at me as I'm trying to comfort him, because I have gotten a lot of, broken engagement. It's normal, He's like, no, I brought it back because it needs to be sized. And I'm like, what? Oh my God. I'm like dancing, singing, hallelujah. It was the whole store just like, oh, because, if we get a hit, the whole store get a hit too. That's a lot to get out of. Like, that's one person's goal, $300,000, especially after Christmas. There's so many returns that would be a whole year for me to recover, if it's a return. So that's $30,000. So, oh my God, he's like, she's on her way. We're going to size the ring to fit her finger. And I'm like, oh, thank God, baby Jesus. Hallelujah. I started to, like, the tongue was going in like the Southern lingo. I'm like, bless my heart, baby Jesus, thank you. And that was the biggest diamond I ever sold, and everybody jaw dropped. Craig and Angel, his fiance, became my top client in Nashville, who still continue to buy from me to today. Now they have 6 children. They started late in life because Craig has a company that sells medical payment system. You know how when you go to the doctor, you use your insurance card and then his machine takes the payment. So it's like, you know, the payment machine. So he sold the company, but then he became super successful. This is back in 2007. So he still buy from me when I was selling in Bal Harbour shop. I sold him a Rolex Yachtmaster to go with his yacht. And I also sold him so many gifts. And he still tells me, Samani, it doesn't feel the same now when I go to Nashville store when you're not there. And I'm like, well, I'm the only Samani you have in this whole world. You can Google it. But I said, anything you need, I can be your personal assistant and shop for you and ship it to you so you don't have to worry, because I know what she likes. I know when your anniversary is. I know when her birthday is. And not only he shop with me, Angel shops with me too. For Craig's gift, for the watch he wants. She bought him a Patek because when I moved to Atlanta, I was able to sell Patek and became a Patek ambassador after I left Nashville. That's another show. But never ever profile, because the person that you least expected to buy will buy. If not that day, will come back and buy it from you. The people that plan on going to shop, they don't dress up. They are not in suit and tie. The one that is covered with all designer brands and all the suits and tie are basically there to look for a job, mostly to get an interview, or just to impress a girl. And people that wear all designer clothes, they're just there to take pictures on a date, whatever. But that's the way it is. Like, I love normal people. I'm normal. I just like to give everyone the same respect, the same presentation. I show them heaven. I don't mind showing anyone the most expensive item in the store. I start high, and then you can tell what they are looking for. Always show them heaven. That's my secret, my recipe. Okay, so that was my biggest sale in Nashville, because I didn't profile the gentleman. And up till now, he purchased during COVID shutdown. Even when I wasn't selling, he purchased from me because he had his Ferrari delivered to his home. And he said, Samani, don't drive right now. Make sure you open this when you're sitting down, because he knows how much I love men's toys. I love sports fast car. And he's like, I just got this for myself for my retirement, so I can take Angel for a beautiful drive around Nashville countryside. And I'm like, okay, did he get a horse? What did he get? He got a Ferrari. And then I was able to find a nice AP with Ferrari collab for him. It was the best. I mean, we still talk to this day, because he started late in life to get, married and have children. They have at least 5 kids, all theirs. And it's such a beautiful story. And that's what I love about retail. You can never know who you meet. And the people that I've met become not just clients, they are friends, and some of them are business partner. They teach me so much about being successful, how to be successful. I am where I am today is because of my client. So I hope you enjoy this Tuesday with my testimony about sales professional at my first retail job. I will continue to share along the way, so stay tuned. Have a blessed day is what people in Nashville would say. Have a blessed day.